I'm Apocrypha from APOC Industries. This is episode 17 of the Ashlands, and we are very excited because we have our first automated train up and running. It is the coal train, which is delivering coal to our smelter, which we are just about ready to actually start smelting. The only thing that's missing here is a train to go gather some iron. But we are in luck because we happen to have a train in our pocket, which we are going to send off to grab some ore for us. This requires a lot of clicking. It would be nice if it didn't. Maybe someday. There we go. And you are going to be that color. And your schedule... Wait. Let's put some fuel in you first. There we go. Okay, your schedule is going to be to drop off your iron ore and then go to pick up some iron ore until your inventory is full. There you go. Goodbye, little one. We will see you when you get back. And where are you at? You're on your way back. Hey, isn't this cool? I love trains in Factorio. I gotta say, I'm just pleased as punch that we have some trains running now, and we will be stockpiling a little bit of ore, not ore, of whatever this is called, whatever this is, coal. We'll be stockpiling some. Not a whole lot, so theoretically I think there's about a train and a half worth of stockpiling, so this should go down to, well, this should completely empty. I think should have enough room to completely empty, and then the next train that comes in will only be able to half empty. So basically we have about 1.5 train loads of not stock, what's the word I'm looking for? Surplus. And you are loading nicely. Fantastic. Not getting a full 2 belts in, I guess, but whatever. This has had time to stockpile, so it's going. Once we get those stack inserters, this will be going a lot quicker too. You are not getting stuff. Why is that? Oh, because we ran out of inserters, of course. So we're going to run home and grab some inserters. And we are going to be very careful now because we have real trains on these tracks now. Real trains. There it goes. Well, let's pause for a moment. Okay, let's actually go, not pause. Let's go place a radar so that we can actually see. So here we go. The first of our smelters now up and running and producing iron. What a wonderful feeling that is. Excellent. Okay, we're making a radar. We're just so excited to have things running. There we go. You can have a light. You know what? You can even have a turret. I will not be surprised if the pollution here gets out of hand and we start getting attacked from up here. Even though we haven't really seen any biters. I mean, theoretically, they're expanding a bunch. We just haven't seen where it is that they're expanding, I guess. So we'll keep an eye out, but for the time being, looks like we're doing alright. This is very, very unprotected at the moment, though, and we should not have it so unprotected, perhaps. You know, just in case. Great, and so that one full red belt of ore is getting consumed perfectly. It's a perfect ratio. This is going to start stockpiling anyway. And this is a rock which is on our path. That is unacceptable. You've gone off to fetch some more iron. And you are stuck because you need inserters. Where are you at? You're coming back. Okay, so we're going to go grab some inserters. We are going to try not to get killed by trains. Try our best anyway. Do the inserters! So if we go to our production graph and look at, say, like the last 10 minutes, you'll see that our... Let's go to... Yeah, I don't know. You can see this has basically been our peak iron. And look, we can just focus on that. We Our iron plate production for basically the history of our game right now has been not very much, but now we have, I'd say, almost 3 times as much capacity just based on the little amount of smelting we've done so far. All we need now is our inserters so that we can finish off that line. And then we need to figure out copper. Copper's going to be the next thing we need to figure out. How many we've got? 200. 200 is good. More 100 would probably be more better, but 200 is good. How are we doing for lights? We got lots of lights. Got lots of other stuff. Let's head back. We are also going to consider building... Ah, that's so nice. We can see how much we have in stock, which at this point is, nothing, because the train is just kind of filling up the buckets there. Yeah, make sure none of these guys are about to leave. When we see these signals change, then that's when it gets dangerous. Really love to build a crossing right here. Nah, we'll do that later. For now, we are going to make sure our bots are on, and we're going to go fill in these inserters. There we go. And we will also pipe these, well, not really pipe, but direct these out towards where we will have a depot where we can go to pick up metal when we need it. Cool. So let's start thinking about that. Let's make that our next project. We have rails and stuff. I think it'll be okay. I wonder if this is if this would fit just perfectly right here. My guess is probably not. Turn off our robots, please. Let's see where this comes down. This would be a load left. That's definitely where we would prefer to have that. That would come down to here. Let's see what would happen if we were to put our station junction here. Station junction. So we would pretend like it is right here. And then our stacker, okay, no, this would have to be over. We might be able to make it work like this, though. It wouldn't line up exactly with how the rest of our blueprints work. Can we make this only ghosts? Wait, no, that's fine. We'll just do this. Okay. We could build our stack of where would that be? Oh my goodness. Seriously, I know how to play this game. At least a little bit. So we'll line it up with this. If we were to put it something like this, we might be able to work around that. See, we'd have some weird issues with the what are they called? The signals and stuff that are already there, but that doesn't seem like an insurmountable problem. And I like having... Oh, hold on now. It just occurred to me that our steel smelter is quite a bit longer, and maybe we would want to account for that. Quite a bit longer. Quite a bit. Okay, so let's pretend that this is where we're going to be aiming for. Okay, that changes things. Let's get rid of all this. And get back to where we can walk properly. We don't have radar coverage here, do we? We're going to get another radar up here as well. Bots are still not engaged. Alright. Like I said, we'll get another radar up over this way somewhere, so that we can actually do some work out here. These are just, this will just be a temporary radar so that we can work in the map view. We're not actually going to leave a radar out here in the middle of where we're going to have station. Cool, okay. So now we can actually just stay on the road and work in the map view. Let's double check our pollution, because it's probably going to start increasing a lot. Yeah. Yeah. I am very surprised that we haven't had a biter attack. I wonder if it's bugged or something. Biter's bugged. Anyway, so the path then would come down if we leave. We're never going to have more than like maybe 2 of these, let's say. So our path can easily be wherever we want, really. But if we had an input station or a load left, if we had it something like maybe here, does that give us enough space for... Nah, that doesn't give us enough space for whatever. So we will actually do this. This is how much space we want, and our path fits in. And we will take the same thing and... Okay. We hadn't been doing that because of how it aligned. What if we pretended like it was going to align like this? We might actually have to... Would we want to slide this whole thing over 1 tile? Sure. We can do that. There. We like to keep things nice and aligned. There we go. Okay. So that's kind of what that would look like. This would never have 4 inputs because there's just not that much steel ever. But we can pretend. So this now would come all the way straight down like this. We'd probably also just build our walking path here. I don't suppose we could fit like another smelter in there. Let's one thing at a time. Okay. And with that in mind, we could find our station thingamajiggy, line it up. Whoop. Line it up. Okay, so this would be more around what we would be thinking. Because that way all of our pickup stations would be aligned as well. Now this is not where the steel would be. The steel will be like way up here somewhere because we'll have another one of these for copper, and then steel will be up here somewhere. We could also hypothetically have this, like the track. Hold on. Let me just play around with this some more. We could hypothetically have the unload, no, we want load left. We could have this here, and then this kind of coming up and around and up to get to steel, like at the end of the copper. And then on its way out, something similar, you know, kind of coming back to back into the fold here. So I guess this is a question of whether we want it to be nicely lined up or not. And I think that I would prefer to have it nicely lined up. I think I feel good about that. So let's do that. So this is where we want to have our junction, and our junction is somewhere around here, right here. And this again is all signaling that we can take care of. We're not too close here, that's great. We're not too close over here, obviously. And this should line up with this. Perfect. Great. So now we know that this is going to have to be here. And then we can line this up with a load left, which would be here. And that's where our iron pickup will be. Wonderful. We also could hypothetically bring this, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, we can belt down a bunch of this stuff. So if we have, say, 4 belts of iron that come out like this, they come at, yeah, let's say we leave some extra space for them. So we have 4 belts of iron that come down like this. Leave maybe a couple of spaces. We wouldn't need to leave any spaces. 4 belts of copper, and then 2 belts of steel. We could totally move this stuff in, because the load left, if we went 1, 2, 3, that would easily fit before we would ever hit our steel. So we could move this whole thing in, and then trains that are coming in to pick up materials, they wouldn't have to travel nearly so far. And furthermore, we could leave some extra space here to put in some extra stackers if we wanted, which would be leave the space here. So that trains, we could have many, many trains coming in, maybe. Is it a good idea? I don't know. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of all this. We'll do this. We'll get rid of all of these because we do not need them. We'll do that. And we don't really care about this because we decided we're just going to belt down all the output, which I think is going to make things a lot smoother. So with that in mind, we could have our, where's our thingamajigger? This. If we wanted to leave a little bit of extra room for, let's say, 3 extra stackers. 3 extra stackers would be here. Slide this across until we get maybe here. That should give us enough room for everything that we need in the middle here. Do we want a walking path? I don't think so. I don't. We might want a pack station. And a pack station, I do have one that looks kind of like this, which would go there. So if we wanted a pack station to be able to fit, then this is what we'd be looking at. So let's do that. We have the technology. Let's make use of it. So again, we are going to find our stacker, which, oh no, we gotta, now we're gonna have to base it off our packs here. Okay, and then we're gonna find our station stacker, which, how did this line up? Something like that. Except we want this not to be like that. We're going to have this be, I think this is the right height, yeah? Yeah, okay, this is good. We're gonna adjust this because it's gonna come in off the bottom stacker. These will obviously have to be adjusted as well. We can grab this and slap down some more of those. There we go. And there we go. Again, we are going to do this. Be able to access our pack station. A junction should fit here perfectly, which I'm happy to see that it does. Signaling down here is all borked, but we're going to be able to deal with that. These power lines we'll have to adjust probably manually as well. And then what we're going to do is have our load left. This will be for iron, for copper, and for steel. And then our packs output. Well, maybe let's do this. Yeah. We'll have this come. Oops. Where are we going? Let this come this way, just like that. There we go. Now we've got a pack station where we'll be able to run in and have, if we ever need to grab metal and stuff, we'll be able to. We have our station set up for iron and copper and steel. We have our junction set up. We're going to have to do some manual tweaking of all these power lines and stuff. But I am happy with this design, so that is what we're going to go with. Our trains are now completely stockpiled and waiting for us to start consuming. Our pollution is still not resulting in biter attacks for some reason, but whatever. Anyway, so next time we are going to gather the materials that we need to build all that and actually build it. Thank you so much for watching. This has been episode 17 of the Ashlands. Look forward to catching you again.